Got it.
Thanks.
Fine. So, uh, what are the main benefits of reactive form first? Why do we, or why most of the companies or enterprise application use reactive form only? Why don't they use template forms? What thing we have in reactive form which we don't have in template? Guys, those who are working. Is it something like we have something in React and we don't have it in template? Do we have something like that that we can do in reactive, but we cannot do in template?
I think
Hmm?
dynamic binding वाला
No,
वो एक
your
feature
voice is
जो
not proper. Voice is not proper echoing. My question is there something that we can do in reactive and we cannot do in template? मतलब हम रिएक्टिव फॉर्म में ऐसा कुछ है क्या जो कर सकते हैं बट टेम्पलेट में हम वो ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा कुछ है क्या कि हो सकता है क्या? ओके, आंसर इज नो. There is nothing like that we can do in reactive and cannot be done in template. Okay. Obviously, in template, we have to write custom code to do that. But in reactive, there are so many things which are by default. Okay. From adding dynamic validation, right? By creating that form array, multiple single with multiple entity, right? Nested form array, everything. So many things are there in reactive form which can be easily done. Reactive form has provided that. But in template, if we have to achieve the same thing, so much of code we have to write. Okay. This is an interview question. They will ask you because most of the companies will only focus on the reactive form. So they will ask you like, is it there something that we can do in reactive or cannot be done in template? So there is nothing because both are forms. Obviously, whatever we can do in template, we can obviously do in reactive and vice versa also. But in reactive, so many things are by default given. So we don't have to write code for that. Okay. Now, so from that first scenario, we are going to see is single with multiple. Now, assume you have asked to design a employee application. Okay. Employee registration application. Inside that, you have employee basic data. Okay. Basic data means single data. Let's say name, city, address, email. These are single data. Can name or city or address be multiple? Yeah, email and address can be multiple. Name is not multiple, right? EMP ID. This is single data. It cannot be repeated. Okay. Understood? Single data. What do we mean by? Every employee
Just
will have only one name, na? Right? He cannot have multiple names. Okay. Let's take Aadhaar card also. Now, Employee basic data is done. Let's say in your application or in your task, you need to capture the family details also. So in family details, let's say again, member name, relation, age. Okay. Now over here, this object is going to be multiple. As I said, for one employee, there can be more than one family member, mother, father, brother, sister, right? So our scenario is whenever we are going to create an employee information will be single, but family details are going to be multiple. Okay. So our object will look like, let's say if I create object, let's go over component. So my object will be employee, let's say name, colon empty, city, colon empty, address, colon empty, empid, colon empty. This is my single detail. After that, I will have a property family. And inside that, I will have an array of object. Member name, relation. This is one family member. After that, second family number, third family number, like that. So when we say single with multiple relation entity, this will be your structure. You will have something single data, and in one property, you will have multiple data of something. Clear? Scenario? Single with multiple. एक entity के लिए multiple कुछ entities dependent entity है.
Yes, sir.
सबको clear है ये scenario? Okay. So when we work on an actual project, there are so many scenarios where we have this. Okay. Just a minute. So now this, let's say you have to design a form like this. So form will be, let's ask ChatGPT to design this form. So now tell me, like, if I want to ask ChatGPT to design a form for this, what will be my prompt? Just specifying this object and asking us to create the UI, it won't create it, right? What will be my prompt?
So, mm, give me a logic in TypeScript file of Angular.
No, I just want the UI, not code. I just want the UI design. Form, create form.
Give me
What
the
we should,
HTML template of this one with the Reactive
that's
form group in
no,
Angular
that's
project.
what I said. It won't give you that. See, whenever we write prompt, we have to give the context also. What do we mean by context? Or history or something. Background we need to give. See, if we just put the object like this, so what it might create, this field it might create, and this might be directly a table it will create. So we have to say like this is single with entity. Let's say it's like talking to a person also. If you are going to ask help from the senior, you will explain it properly, na? Let's say I have a single, then I have multiple family data. So how I should design the form? Same thing you have to tell it also. You have to give the context also, history also. What do I need? In what way I need, right? If you give the correct prompt within first suggestion only, it will provide you the exact solution whatever you are looking for. But if your prompt is not good, again you have to provide the prompt. Okay. So I need create form for this object where employee details are single and family can be multiple. So need a dynamic form for family. On click add button, I will add multiple family member. Use bootstrap. Again, we have to specify also technology. Otherwise, it can give you with the normal HTML, CSS also. Let's see. See, those who are comfortable with HTML, CSS must start interacting with AI tools also. Okay, those who don't know, they should not use it. Means, let's say who are learning Angular for the first time or HTML, CSS for the first time, they should not use AI tools. But those who are already working, start using AI tools, have a proper way around it. How do we ask it? What are the prompts we need to give, right? It has provided JavaScript code. Okay, let it be, we will copy paste. Okay, so what it has done, family form it has created. But after that, here that we said after add, we will add the family now. So it has created a dynamic form for that. So let's copy this family container. Okay. So see, our single form is over here, employee ID void won't be needing. And now over here, if I click on add, one more form like this, again, it will be created. Means dynamic complete this form. This is the single form for family member. If I click on add family member, again, one more form will be created. So you can add multiple family details. Okay, let's just redesign this form properly. Dot row, dot call, let's say 7. In call 7, we will have our employee form. This will go over here. After call 7, we have calls 5 left. And in call 5, we will have our dynamic form. So this over here. And after that, we need the add button also. Let's say okay, so something like this. So on click of add, this whole div will be again repeated with number of forms. Okay, understand the scenario according to our UI. We will have a single form of employee and family details are going to be multiple. So by default, only one block of family member will be visible. Once I click on add, one more similar to this should be created. Clear, everyone? Guys?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, so first we have to create a reactive form for this. So consider this object. If we have to create a reactive form, first we need to import reactive form module. Again, those who are learning Angular for the first time, it's not an easy one to understand what we are saying today. If you understand well and good enough, if not, again, we will repeat in project. So don't get confused. Okay. So let's say employee form form group is equal to new form group. Round bracket, curly bracket. Now, so as I said, this is our normal employee form. In employee form, how many controls we will have? If we saw this object, how many controls we will need? 1, 2,
Five.
3, 4, and 5. Okay. Basically 4 only, but this is also needed. Okay. So name colon new form control round bracket empty. City colon new form control empty. Then we have address and employee ID. Okay. Then here we have family, or let's say family list. That will make more sense. Now over here in this control name, we are not going to have a control. Okay. So here we are going to have array of multiple form. Okay. This is like individual. This is individual control. This is individual control. But in this control, we are going to have array of multiple form group. So here what we have to create form array round bracket square bracket. Okay. New form array means in this particular element, what we are going to store array of form group. This is one form group, right? So just like that over here, we are going to store multiple array of form group. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so this is our basic form. But as I said, when our form will load, we should have one family member form by default loaded, right? So what we will do in constructor, we have to push. Now we have to create a what do we say, child our family form. Okay. So over here, by default, we have created our employee form. In employee form, we have just created name and family list is empty. Now inside this family list, we have to append our family form. So constant family form is equal to new form group round bracket curly bracket enter. Let's say member name. Here new form control. We are just creating another form group. Okay. For family. Age new form control. Then relation single new form control. Okay. So here we have created another form group. Now this form we have to push inside family list of employee form. So this dot employee form dot family list. Okay, sorry, dot control. Now, like normally what we would have done, controls, square bracket, single quote, and here we have to specify our control name. So here what we got from our employee form, family list control we have got, correct? But, and then we could have used that push method. But instead of doing like this, what we should do is we have to create a get method. So what is the get method now? So get method is like a kind of a variable which will return you something just like a normal function, but it's a get method. Okay. So get, and let's say family array. So let's try to do the same thing without it. Then we will see dot. Okay. Again, it won't suggest it. Let's create get method. Get family array colon. So here we are going to have form array. Data type of this function will be form array. Okay. Then curly bracket. So here we have to return this dot employee form dot get. And what do we have to get? See, how do we read a control from our reactive form? Either by like this, or we have a get method also. So now in get method, you can pass the control name, family list. Okay. Again, we said like this function is going to return form array type of data. So here we have to specify the data type also as, see, whatever the data we get over here, the selected one, we have to provide a data type to this. So after that, we can provide as and then our data type, that is form array. Meaning we are saying in this get method, what type of data we are returning from this control, from this form, whatever the data we have got in this control. But what's the data type of this? So form array. Okay. If we don't give this, see, it will provide you the error because we didn't provide the proper data type. Okay. So that's what we have to do. We have to provide the data type. Clear? Now, so over here, this dot, now I will use family array. So this dot family array. Now I can use my push method. See, same thing earlier, what we were trying to do, we were trying to get the employee form and the particular control, but we were not getting this push method because that proper data type was not there. Because when we try to read employee form dot family list, inside family list, it can be anything. Na? It can be a control also form array. So when we try to get access by using employee form and control family list, na, it won't understand like what's the data type of what type of data we can store in family list. So that's why push was not coming. That's why we have to create like this, saying we are providing a proper data type to this. That family list is an form array. Then your push method will come. Now in push method, you have to push our form. So this is our form. It will go over here. Okay. So employee form we have created. In employee form, we have 4 normal control and then family list is our form array. Then in constructor, we have just created our nested form, means multiple form group, that is family form. And this family form we have pushed to our family array. Family array is nothing but from our employee form family list. Okay. This is basic thing what we have done. Then our .ts code is done. Then we have to go to our HTML. Let's open side by side.
Sir, when we are dealing with form array, always make a getter of that one.
Yeah, always we have to make a getter only. Because well, what we saw na, over here, this dot employee form dot controls square bracket single quote. If we directly access this family list, see, push won't come.
So even over here, if we write dot get
Yeah, same
in
thing.
this dot,
See, it won't suggest. See, either you write like control dot get or get method. This is just a similar thing, na? Get is a method to get the particular control, or you access that by using object also. But writing like this, it won't understand like in the family list, what type of data I have. Either it is a form control or form array. So that's why we have to always create a get method and providing a proper data type. Then only my push method will execute. Clear?
got it.
Okay. Now, we need a form tag now. So this form tag, I will move it over here. Okay. So now whenever we are working with reactive form, we should always have a form tag, not mandatory, but just to follow good programming practice. Okay. Now on this form tag, which form group we have to bind, right? So form group. What will be our form group name? What we have to bind it over here?
Employee form.
Employee form.
Employee form.
This employee form will go over here. After that, in our call 7. So here we have a single detail, right? So normal way, like form controller name is equal to our control name one by one. let's say name, employee ID, address, and city. Okay, name, city, address, and the employee ID we have got. Now coming over here. So this form, this whole div, it's going to be multiple, because on click of add, we should be able to, one more button, one more function we will need. Okay, let's first write it, then we will go to that. Now over here, this div is going to be a repeated one, because inside that we are going to have multiple form of family. Okay, so here we need form array name. So form array name equal to. Now here what we have to provide?
Family array.
So our control name, just like over here, now we have specified the control name. But in this div, we are going to have family list. So this control name, you have to provide it over here. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, after that, see, in family list, what type of data we are going to have? What we are going to store?
Form
Array.
group. Array of form group.
Array of form group. Okay. So just like over here, this was a form group, right? So here, this was a form tag. So here we have binded our form group name, correct? So just like that, inside this div also, we are going to have another form group. This form group we are going to have now over here. So here also we need to give a form group name. Okay. But this form group name is over here and it is a constant. We cannot access the family form over here, right? Because inside this we are going to have. So we just want to identify that form as another form group. So we just can use for loop or something to give a unique form name. So now inside this, first we have to use a for loop over here. Because I said, this is going to be multiple. As many as family members you are going to have, this form should be multiple, so we have to use for loop. Form is not suggested. That form group is not suggested. What's the syntax? Anyone remember? How do we write for loop? Oh, sorry. After it for, that's why it was not suggesting. Okay. Now, items. So what do we need to pass it over here? On what element, on what thing we will iterate our form? What do we need to pass it over here?
Family list control.
Right?
Employee
So
form.
employee form dot control dot family list. But as I said, we cannot access like this. So we have already created a method which is returning that. See? So this we can pass it over here. But inside that, what we are going to have multiple controls. So dot controls. Okay. In my employee form, I'm going to have multiple, so that's why controls over here. Now this div, I have to move it inside over here because it's going to be repetitive. So my form should be repeated. Now over this div, we will have our form group. So square bracket, form group.
So the form array, each control will be the form group.
Sorry, repeat.
Form array controls, each control will be considered as a form group.
Obviously, see what we are pushing over here inside family list, what we are pushing a form group only, inside family list, what we are pushing form group only, right? So now that form group, we have to assign it over here. So as I said, inside this, we are going to have a multiple form group. It's going to be repeated, right? So here we need something. So $index we can pass. It just needs something unique to identify like this is individual form. This is because it's going to be repeated, right? So we need individual. Then we have inside form group. So now over here, form controller name. Now here we will bind. What do we have to bind it over here in form controller name inside this?
The address, email, and
Right?
Memo.
No, this is family form, na? So whatever the controls you have said over here,
Member name, age, and relation.
right? So here member name will
member
go
name.
your dynamic form element now. Relation and age. Fine. Let's just save and check if we have any error or not. Okay, no error is there. So by default, you see, we have got this one form already populated. If I comment this particular line, see, we don't have anything. Got it? Because on the constructor, we have called this line. So by the once the component load, our constructor will execute, and this form we are pushing it over here. Let's add some initial value also. Let's see if it renders it or not. See, AA it rendered. Clear? Now, on click of add, we need another function where we will add another form group to our family array so that one more form will be created, right? So for that, let's write a click event, add a new family form. Let's create this function. Now, what do we have to write it over here? What do we have to write it over here?
This dot family array
Hmm.
dot push
Hmm. What we will push it over here?
dot push that one.
Did we created any form globally, a family form?
No, we
na?
have to do it.
So again, we have to put this over here, right? And then we can push this. But again, this is repeated,
Yeah, we can put it
right?
outside
So
constructor
instead of
as a global
giving,
variable.
no. Why you will create global? Instead of, you can remove this, same logic we have it over here, na? Whatever the logic we have written in the constructor, same logic we have it over here
Or
also.
make a function which will return this.
So this function, we can call it over here. On the page load, this function will call. See now, don't get confused. What logic we have it over here, same logic we have moved to this function also. It's now repetitive. Either you can write this logic over here or you can call this function over here. One and the same thing.
Yes.
जो हमारे फंक्शन में कोड है वो सेम कोड यहाँ पे भी है तो यहाँ पे ये कोड फिर से लिखने से अच्छा ये फंक्शन यहाँ पे कॉल कर दो ना सेम चीज तो होने वाली है करेक्ट
Yes, yes.
so over here we will call our function that is add family member okay now see so by on default we just have one form okay if I click on add we got error let's check no error is also not there our file is not saved properly see we got one more form created let's click on add third getting it so on click of add we are creating multiple forms for family understood let's make this UI proper so that in a one glance we can see properly dot row dot column 3 let's move this okay so see our UI will look like this let's reload so if I click on add one more form is created clear so this is dynamic form on click of function we are inserting dynamic form into our UI
Mm-hmm.
understood everyone
Yes.
कुछ डाउट्स है मेरे
एक मिनट।
जी
हाँ, बोलो।
सर, मैं ये कह रहा था कि जो गेट वाला फंक्शन आपने बनाया ना,
हम्म
तो जैसे मैंने पढ़ा था ये टीएस का ही फंक्शन होता है गेट फंक्शन, अगर प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी कोई
नो,
एक्सेस।
ये
हाँ।
गेट फंक्शन टीएस का नहीं है।
हाँ, तो ये किसका फंक्शन है सर? ये मतलब एंगुलर का
ये
है या?
एज अ, नहीं नहीं, एंगुलर का ही है, टाइपस्क्रिप्ट की फंक्शनैलिटी है।
हाँ
ये एज अ वेरिएबल काम करता है। इसके
हाँ हाँ।
सी वन वे अदर, अगर आपको ये गेट फंक्शन नहीं पता है तो आप क्या करोगे, नॉर्मल फंक्शन बनाओगे, राइट? गेट
राइट।
फैमिली अरे, राइट? और ये रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट तुम यहाँ पे लिख दोगे, करेक्ट? अब जहां जहां पे तुम्हें ये फंक्शन कॉल करना है, यहाँ पे तुम अभी ये फैमिली अरे तुम्हारी अब ये अगर यही की जगह ये फंक्शन कॉल करना है तो ये क्या हो गया, मेथड है क्या, फैमिली अरे?
नहीं,
तो ऐसा करोगे, राइट?
फंक्शन
बट ये
कॉल करके।
फंक्शन हो गया, और ये
हाँ,
गेट क्या करता है, एज अ प्रॉपर्टी बनता है। जैसे वेरिएबल काम करता है ना, वैसे ही ये गेट काम करता है।
तो ये हम किसी भी मतलब
नहीं,
एरे
कभी
में
भी नहीं,
बनाएंगे या फिर?
हर बार ऐसे नहीं बनाओगे। सी बटन के क्लिक पे तुम ये गेट मेथड कॉल नहीं करोगे।
ओके।
एज आई सेड ना, दिस इज नॉट अ मेथड, दिस इज अ प्रॉपर्टी।
हम्म।
दिस इज मेथड, दिस यू कैन कॉल इट ऑन अ मेथड, बट दिस यू कैन नॉट कॉल इट ऑन अ मेथड।
पर इक्वल टू ऑपरेटर से भी तो कर ही सकते हैं, फिर जैसे असाइन कर दो फैमिली अरे इज इक्वल टू।
नहीं, देखो ना,
नहीं
फैमिली अरे में क्या है, लॉजिक क्या लिखा है, कुछ डाटा स्टोर हो रहा है कि कुछ रिटर्न हो रहा है?
नहीं, रिटर्न हो रहा है सर।
तो इक्वल टू कैसे यूज करोगे यहाँ पे?
इसके
क्या
लिए तो
करेगा
सेट
वो इक्वल टू?
बनाना पड़ेगा, फिर इक्वल टू करना है।
गेटिंग इट? ये एज अ फंक्शन ही है, लेकिन ये एज अ प्रॉपर्टी काम करता है। इसमें रिटर्न का लॉजिक लिखा हुआ है, तो इक्वल टू करके क्या, कुछ भी नहीं करेगा वो। गेटिंग इट? इट्स लाइक अ मेथड। सी, कभी कभी समटाइम्स वी हैव टू रीड अ वैल्यू फ्रॉम सर्विस ऑल्सो। लेट्स से
हाँ,
we have a service, okay? Inside this service, let me create a normal variable, logged user name, colon string. Okay, let's say in my service I have a variable where I'm going to store my logged in username. Okay, and I need to read that logged in username. So what I normally can do, I will create user service object, right? Then what I will do, in constructor again over here I will create a variable log username colon data type string is equal to empty, and then over here I will read that data. So this dot logged username is equal to this dot user service dot logged username, like this, correct? This is one way of doing it. What we did, in our service we have a variable, inside that variable I'm going to store logged in username. If I need to read the logged in username, I will create a normal variable, and in constructor, I will assign the value from user service dot logged in username to this variable. This is one way of doing it. Let's
करेक्ट।
say instead of it, you can create a get method, logged data user colon what type of data, string. Sorry. System data. Okay. And then over here, whatever the code you have written, you will just return it. Okay. Now, either you need the logged in variable in the .ts, you will access direct this method as a property, constant name this dot logged user, like this. Okay. And in HTML also, you will directly access as a property.
दैट्स आई वांटेड टू नो कि किसी भी प्रॉपर्टी का गेट मेथड बनाया जा सकता है ना?
Obviously, किसी भी, see, अब इसका बेनिफिट क्या है? By doing this, what will happen? When the page load, whatever the value you have it in this variable, then that only it will accept, right? But the benefit of this is, let's say after some time, your service variable value got changed. So this is constantly checking for new value. This won't happen in this case.
Oh,
Got it?
so with the equal to operator, when the page gets load,
Obviously,
it.
na.
Uh-huh.
When the page load, only at that time you will have the new value. Let's say after your page load, and after that, from somewhere your value got changed. Now you will you have new value?
No, but we need
But
on
in
the
get
UI
method,
view.
you are constantly reading the value directly from the service variable. If a service variable value got changed, you will get the new value quickly
बट
without
सर ये
doing.
कंस्ट्रक्टर में कॉल करना मतलब ये कॉल थोड़ी होगा, तो फिर कैसे करता है ये गेटर फंक्शन भी
See,
चीज डिटेक्शन पे काम
ये
चलता है?
फंक्शन जहां पे कॉल कर रहे हो तुम,
हम्म,
अगर तुमने यहाँ पे कॉल किया, ये फंक्शन जब भी कॉल करोगे तो नई वाली वैल्यू मिल जाएंगी।
अच्छा,
अगर ये
ओके।
फंक्शन डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे कॉल करो तो ये कॉन्स्टेंटली चेक ही कर रहा है।
हम्म।
तो
गॉट इट?
काइंड ऑफ ये ऑब्जर्वेबल नेचर का होगा फिर।
काइंड ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेबल कंसिडर करो।
हम्म।
ओके,
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
see, when we work on a big MNC project, this you will get to see a lot. Okay, we
ये
have
बहुत
scenario like this. No one will create a variable like this and will store the data. Always they will go for a get method. ये सबको समझा गेट मेथड? डाउट है किसी को
यस सर।
जो न्यू है एंगुलर में? सागर, शिवराज, राजेश, क्लियर है? श्रीपाद, रिपीट करो?
बट सर जैसे
सर
ना एक
गेट
बार
एकदा
आप
रिपीट
वेट वेट,
रिपीट करो एक बार।
हाँ, देखो अब करना क्या है। अब ये मैंने जैसे सर्विस का एग्जांपल लिया, मेरे एक यूजर सर्विस में जब मैं लॉग इन करता हूँ तो व्हाट आई विल डू कि जो भी लॉग्ड इन यूजर का नाम है वो मैं क्या करूंगा, एक वेरिएबल में स्टोर कर रहा हूँ। ठीक है? अब इस वेरिएबल का डेटा मुझे मेरे कंपोनेंट में चाहिए, तो मैं नॉर्मली क्या करूंगा, एक वेरिएबल बनाऊंगा, यूजर सर्विस को इंपोर्ट किया, कंस्ट्रक्टर के अंदर दिस डॉट लॉग्ड इन यूजर नेम इज इक्वल टू दिस डॉट यूजर सर्विस डॉट लॉग्ड इन यूजर नेम किया। मतलब इस वेरिएबल में क्या होगा, यूजर सर्विस में के ये वेरिएबल में जो डेटा होगा वो मेरे वेरिएबल में आ जाएगा। ये क्लियर है?
यस सर।
यस
ओके। अब जहां जहां पे मुझे लॉग्ड इन यूजर का नाम लगेगा वहां पे मैं ये वेरिएबल यूज करूंगा। ठीक है? बट लेट से आपने आप ये कंपोनेंट लोड हो चुका है, लेकिन उसके बाद थोड़ी देर बाद इस यूजर सर्विस की इस वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज हुई। ओके, कहीं से तो भी चेंज हुई। फिर आपको पता चलेगा क्या इस वेरिएबल को कि वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज हुई है? क्योंकि ये
नो।
कोड अपन ने कहाँ पे लिखा, कंस्ट्रक्टर में लिखा। तो जब पेज लोड हुआ तभी ये वेरिएबल को वैल्यू मिल जाएंगी। अगर उसके बाद अगर ये वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज हुई तो नई वैल्यू तुमको नहीं मिलेगी। राइट? तो ऐसा अगर सिनेरियो है तो फिर अगर गेट मेथड नहीं यूज करना तो भी क्या करोगे वो भी दिखा देता हूं। तब क्या करोगे, एक फंक्शन बनाओगे, रीड यूजर नेम राउंड ब्रैकेट दिस डॉट लॉग्ड यूजर नेम इज इक्वल टू, ये जो लॉजिक हमने यहाँ पे लिखा ना वो मैं क्या करूंगा, एक फंक्शन में लिखूंगा। ठीक है? और ये फंक्शन में ऑन द पेज लोड कॉल करूंगा। अगर ऐसा नहीं करना है और तुम्हें जब भी ये वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज हुई नई वैल्यू भी तुम्हें चाहिए तो ये फंक्शन तुम यहाँ पे कॉल करोगे। ठीक है?
हम्म।
तो भी अपना प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं हुआ। ये हमेशा क्या होगा, पेज लोड पे ये फंक्शन कॉल होगा ना। राइट? अगर पेज लोड होने के बाद अगर मेरी वैल्यू चेंज हुई तो नहीं होगा। तो उसके लिए हम पहले क्या करते थे, ये फंक्शन डायरेक्टली एचटीएमएल में यहाँ पे कॉल कर देते थे। अब क्या होगा, ये फंक्शन मैंने डायरेक्टली यूआई में यहाँ पे कॉल किया तो हमेशा ये फंक्शन कॉल होते रहेगा कंटिन्यूअसली। देखो कंसोल डॉट लॉग करके दिखाता हूँ कितने बार कॉल होता है। देखो देखो 3 बार कॉल हुआ यहाँ पे, उसके बाद 2 बार कॉल हुआ। अभी अगर मैं किसी भी वैल्यू की चेंज भी करता हूँ, कुछ भी चेंज डिटेक्शन होता है, देखो कंटिन्यूअसली कॉल हो रहा है। इज इट अ गुड थिंग टू कॉल अ
नो।
फंक्शन इन एचटीएमएल डायरेक्टली?
नो।
अब तुम्हारा जो पर्पस था कि वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज होने के बाद अगर मिल रही कि नहीं, तो वो मिल जाएगी। हमेशा इस वेरिएबल में अपडेटेड वैल्यू रहेगी क्योंकि ये फंक्शन तुम डायरेक्टली एचटीएमएल में कॉल कर रहे हो। ये हमेशा कॉल होते रहेगा हर चेंज डिटेक्शन पे। तो तुम्हारे वेरिएबल में नई वैल्यू मिलेगी, बट इट्स नॉट अ गुड थिंग। गॉट इट? हाँ, और एक वे, ये कभी कभी यूज करना ही पड़ता है।
हम्म।
मैंने खुद बहुत जगह ये यूज किया है. आई नो इट्स अ परफॉर्मेंस डिग्रेडर बट वी हैव टू यूज इट. बहुत सारे सिनेरियो ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पे इसके सिवा हो ही नहीं सकता काम. ठीक है. सो समझा ना. मतलब ये जो अपना सिनेरियो था इसमें पेज लोड पे ही मुझे वैल्यू मिल रही थी. उसके बाद अगर सर्विस में केस वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज हुई तो मुझे नई वैल्यू नहीं मिल रही थी. तो उसका अल्टरनेटिव ऐसा भी है. फंक्शन क्रिएट करो और ये लॉजिक यहाँ पे डालो और ये फंक्शन डायरेक्टली एचटीएमएल में कॉल करो ताकि हर बार ये कोड एग्जीक्यूट होता रहे और नई वैल्यू तुमको मिलती रहे. बट इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस यू कैन द बेस्ट वे इज क्रिएटिंग अ गेट मेथड. ओके. क्लियर
सर तो
एवरीवन.
जैसे आपने अभी लॉग यूजर को ना
हम्म.
गेटर मेथड से डायरेक्टली एचटीएमएल में डाला है,
हाँ.
तो अगर किसी वजह से मैंने कहीं से भी टीएस वाली जो उस प्रॉपर्टी में चेंज किया,
हम्म.
तो जैसे बिहेवियर सब्जेक्ट करता है ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे वैल्यू डिटेक्ट हो जाएगी।
हाँ. नॉर्मल वेरिएबल है ना ये. इस फंक्शन में मैंने क्या लिखा. वेरिएबल की वैल्यू है ना.
हाँ
वो
हाँ।
चेंज होगी तो वो इंटरपोलेशन हो गया. नॉर्मल दिखेगा ही.
नहीं,
डॉट
मैं
टी
मतलब
से.
किसी और कंपोनेंट से भी अगर सर्विस में जाके वैल्यू चेंज कर देता हूँ,
हाँ.
तो ये गेटर फंक्शन यहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली डिटेक्ट कर लेगा, चेंज
हाँ.
कर।
जैसे ये फंक्शन काम कर रहा है
हम्म
सर्विस की वैल्यू हमेशा ये रीड करते रहेगा जो भी एट अ टाइम वैल्यू है उसकी.
हम्म।
ओके. जो करंट वैल्यू है वही रिटर्न करेगा ये.
ओके,
ओके.
समझ
ठीक
गया।
है.
अच्छा,
समझा
एक
सबको
डाउट
ये.
और है सर
हम्म.
कि जैसे फॉर्म, ये जो फॉर्म कंट्रोल नेम और फॉर्म ग्रुप, तो
हम्म.
फॉर्म ग्रुप में आपने एचटीएमएल में प्रॉपर्टी बाइंडिंग यूज किया है,
हाँ.
और फॉर्म
हाँ.
कंट्रोल
तो
नेम के
देखो.
अंदर हम यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसका क्या मतलब, कुछ अलग रीजन है, सिंटेक्स है या क्या है सर?
नहीं नहीं. सी द क्वेश्चन इज when we binded our employee form so we have used property binding. Okay. We can do like this also but here we have to use interpolation. No. Okay. No, we cannot do that now because
सिंगल
it needs a proper object. Okay.
कोड।
It's not something of value na. It has a form object, so that's why we use property binding. Okay. And over here form array name. So see, either form controller name. How do we add form controller name? Either like this or like this also. Then you can specify in a single form. It's just a control name, right? आपके ऑब्जेक्ट में का पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर्टी नेम है. एक तो ऐसे करो और यू कैन डू लाइक दिस ऑल्सो. फॉर्म कंट्रोल नेम इन स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट इन प्रॉपर्टी बाइंडिंग बट इट्स अ वैल्यू इन सिंगल कोड. गॉट इट.
ओके,
सेम लाइक दैट.
ऊपर ऑब्जेक्ट था तो हमें उसको देना ही
हाँ.
पड़ता है प्रॉपर्टी
वो
बाइंडिंग।
ऑब्जेक्ट है. ओके.
ओके,
इट्स नॉट अ समथिंग वैल्यू वी हैव. फाइन.
बस यही रीजन है ना सर?
यस.
ओके सर, थैंक
ओके. नाउ so till now what we did at the initial load we have one form. If I click on it I am getting one more form. Now what thing is remaining? On click of remove I should be able to remove that particular form, right? So let's write code for that. Click remove form. Now when I write the remove form, how do I know which form I have to remove? If I don't pass any parameter, how it will know na like which form I have to remove? So what I will pass it over here? What I should pass it over here?
आई थिंक इंडेक्स।
So index. So this index we will pass it over here because how do we know which form is which? By index only, na? First form or second form. So index we will pass. Let's create this function. Now this function is going to have one parameter. Okay. So this dot family form. Sorry. What is that? Family array. Our control name. This get method. Dot remove at and you have to pass index. So this index you will pass it over here. Let's try. I'm adding 3 family member. Let's say middle one, Chetan. Okay. If I click on remove, wait. Why? Okay. Can anyone tell me what? Everything is working fine. See, we have 3 form. In between, I'm providing a name Chetan. If I click on remove, or let's A, B, 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 C, C, C. Okay. we have three family form. If I'm clicking on the second one, BBB, what it done? It has removed third form, CCC1. Why?
It's like a pop method.
See, let's add a debugger, then you will understand. मतलब अभी हो क्या रहा है, फिर से एक बार दिखाता हूँ. और एक ऐड करता हूँ मैं, DDD. ठीक है, मैं CC वाला रिमूव कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन मेरा उसके बाद वाला रिमूव होगा. देखो, DD वाला रिमूव हो गया. BB वाला रिमूव करूंगा तो उसके बाद वाला CC वाला रिमूव हो रहा है. क्या हो रहा है?
इंडेक्स 0 से
इंडेक्स
स्टार्ट
के
हो रहा है.
स्टार्ट
ठीक है,
होती है।
इंडेक्स में कुछ तो भी गड़बड़ है. अब वो फंक्शन देखते कि क्या आता है. फॉर्म अरे कंपोनेंट अपना डिलीट करो फंक्शन. Okay, if I click on remove on BBB, what do I get? 1. And if I check the form control, see, we have got 1 over here. Control, no, but 1 नहीं तो है. तो गड़बड़ किया इसने. 0, 1 पे ही तो ये है. रिमूव एट कैसे काम करता है फिर? Remove at index, remove the control at a given index in the array. Index in the array to remove the control. If the index is negative, wrap the round back. If index is greatly greater than, remove the first element. This behavior is same array dot splice. array dot splice जैसा काम करता है वैसे ही. Let's try to increment it. +1. मुझे एक बार आया था इशू. Let's see. BBB CCC. If I click on B, no, still it is removing the last one. How come? Our button is inside our form group only, ना? फॉर्म के अंदर ये बटन.
इंडेक्स -1 से आ जाएगा आई थिंक.
हाँ, एक ज्यादा का कर रहा है ना, बट क्यों ऐसा? Okay, if I remove BB, no, still it is removing CC only. We are passing this index over here, from family. No, family array only, same only. Anyone getting why it is being like this?
तो सर फिल्टर मेथड से रिमूव कर सकते हैं.
नहीं, बट डायरेक्टली होना चाहिए ना. फिल्टर मेथड तो हाँ पॉसिबल है, लेकिन वो डायरेक्टली होना चाहिए.
स्प्लाइस भी यूज.
We have given a form group name same, whatever we have index 1 2 3, same we are passing it over to
सर
remove.
एक होता था दिस डॉट फॉर्म एरे डॉट वैल्यू. वैल्यू के बाद जब उसकी वैल्यू आई थी उसमें से हम रिमूव कर सकते हैं.
बट वो अगेन कस्टम कोड हो गया ना. डायरेक्टली we should be able to remove from our employee form, our family list control we should be able to remove ना. That's
सर
what this
रिमूव
method.
मेथड है. रिमूव एट की जगह रिमूव मेथड है कोई ऐसा.
नहीं, remove at ही है, remove method नहीं है. इंडेक्स एक बात का
उसकी
रिमूव कर.
डेफिनेशन है. रिमूव एट मेथड की डेफिनेशन
यही
पर
है
एक
तो.
बार एरे प्रिंट कराते
इंडेक्स
हैं.
इंडेक्स ही भेजना है.
एक बार एरे को प्रिंट करा के देखिए सर उसमें.
Remove the control at the given index in the array. That's it. Wait.
फैमिली एरे को प्रिंट करा के वैल्यू चेक कर लेते हैं इंडेक्स की.
डिबग लगाया ना अपन ने.
हम्म.
I'm clicking on first element. So I got 0. Okay. Form array control 0 पे अपना पहला एलिमेंट है, तो आइडियली इट शुड रिमूव दिस वन ना, बट इट इज रिमूविंग वन एलिमेंट.
-1 तो हटाना पड़ेगा फिर अपने को.
पहले तो वही था ना.
हम्म.
यहाँ पे भेज के देखते हैं. लास्ट वाला ही रिमूव करना है क्यों? फैमिली अरे, we got it as a form group, form array, and we are removing at it. Okay, एक काम करते हैं, डायरेक्टली फॉर्म ऑब्जेक्ट को लेके देखते हैं. दिस डॉट फॉर्म अरे, दिस डॉट एम्प्लॉय फॉर्म डॉट कंट्रोल square bracket, our control name is
फैमिली.
family list as form array. Then instead of using that get method, I'm trying to remove this from over here. Let's try this. So we got 1, we got form array 0, 1, 2, and we are passing index to get removed. Still it is to remove the last one only. Alright. Let's pass directly index one more time. Or कुछ, do we have something new in 17 plus or on click of remove? Mhm. So yeah, angular dev form array. Remove at index. That's it. Now what else we have? Remove the control at the given index. Why it is behaving like this?
सर उसको एक वेरिएबल में स्टोर करके एज फॉर्म एरे दोबारा करके देखो मे बी.
वही तो किया अपन ने. अपन डायरेक्टली गेट मेथड ना यूज करते हुए मैंने यही के यही फिर से फॉर्म का पर्टिकुलर कंट्रोल का डेटा रीड किया. इज बिहेविंग सेम. ओके, लेट इट बी. मैं चेक करता हूँ. सो अब तक हमने क्या किया? We have created our reactive form. On click of add member, we are creating dynamic form as well. Now on click of submit, I need object like this, what we initially discussed. Object we like this we should get now. So for that, let's right click event. On save. Constant form value is equal to this dot employee form dot value. Okay, let's add a debugger over here. So see now, let's say Chetan Nagpur. One more. Okay. Now if I click on save, so see, employee form, inside employee form, see how the structure is. Employee form, we got controls over there. Inside that, we have got parent control, that is address, city, EMPID. Inside family list, again, we have controls. Here is one form, its control, then second form, its control. Okay. So now if you check the form value, you get that whole object. See, employee form object, and in family list, you got array of that. So whatever the object we needed, that whole object, we got it over here. Understood? So by simply getting the whole form value, you get family employee form detail also, and the multiple list of family array also. Now, this same scenario we can do with template form also. But to get the data like this, we have to write a custom code to get the data like this. We will create separate array and then we will do that. Okay. Same thing we can do with template also. But again, so many custom functions we have to write, custom logic we have to write, then we will be able to achieve it. But in reactive form, it is by default over there. We don't have to write extra code to get object like this. Obviously, if we say we have to write a function over here also, but it's a more generic way to handle this scenario. In template form, it's a custom code. Everyone can write something else, right? But in reactive form, to handle this scenario, this is the only way. Okay. Clear, everyone? Again, validation, like same thing. Over here also, you will add square bracket validators dot required. This is your parent form. Just like that. Over here also, you will add. Okay. Remaining things stays the same. What you used to do it over here, same form you are creating over here. Just this form is going to be pushed inside family list.
सर फॉर्म बिल्डर यूज करने की बजाय मतलब नहीं करना चाहिए अब, या फिर
No, see, form builder and form group both are same thing. No difference.
ओके
Just form builder is a service. That's it. There is nothing, no difference is there. Like by using form group, we can have this, and without form builder, we cannot have this. Both works the same way. That's a service. It's a class. Okay.
okay. And the major difference between the template and reactive form is most of the control work in the TS form, right? TS file.
Yes. We design our form over here.
That is the only major difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Clear, everyone? This is just a first advanced topic of reactive form. Again, dynamic validation. How do we subscribe value? How do we say it? So we have that say it, patch method, when to use which. Tomorrow we will complete that. Clear, everyone? Anyone having any doubt? Okay. One small topic is there. Can I explain, or we can do it tomorrow? Shall we see one more topic? It's a small one only. How do we store the data into service? Shall we see it today or tomorrow?
तो आज
Let's
का
do
कोड
tomorrow,
पुश
sir.
कर दो, आज का कोड पुश कर दो
हाँ,
गिटहब पे।
व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग, एक more टॉपिक पढ़ाऊँ कि कल करना है?
कल कर लेंगे sir.
इसकी प्रैक्टिस करके देखो, नहीं तो ये समझेगा नहीं। और एक बार से भी नहीं होगा, 3-4 बार बना के देखो, ये पूरा लिख के देखो, तब जाके था। क्योंकि जब भी मैं भी पढ़ाता हूँ ना, कुछ ना कुछ मेरे से भी छूटता है, क्योंकि ये वन टाइम होता है प्रोजेक्ट में भी करते वक्त। उस टाइम पे कर दिया, हो गया। ये रोज रोज के काम नहीं है, राइट? तो 3-4 बार करके देखोगे, तब जाके वो थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है। ओके, चलो, और किसी को कुछ डाउट है?
सर मैंने ये इंक्वायरी का वो एपीआई बनाया है।
हाँ विक्रांत, शेयर करो, क्या एरर आ रहा था तुम्हें? इस सैटरडे या फ्राइडे में ना एक सेशन लूंगा जहाँ पे चैट जीपीटी या फिर जो बोल्ट एआई है या फिर गोरिल्ला, ये कैसे यूज करते हैं, डेडिकेटेड टू एआई टूल ओनली। ओके, तो मेक श्योर ज्वाइन, फ्राइडे को ही लेंगे। करो, शेयर करो विक्रांत जल्दी, बाकी लोग लेफ्ट कर सकते हो।